Hi, and thanks for watching. My name is Jill McInnes. I am the Senior Group Marketing Manager for Microsoft IT's Customer Evidence business. Today we're going to be talking about NGI, and joining me is Jeff Ramos, who is heading up this exciting project. Jeff, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thanks for having me, Jill. I'm a part of Microsoft IT. I've been in IT for about 5 years of the 14 years that I've spent at Microsoft. And over the last couple of years, I've worked on this very exciting project called NGI, which we're here to talk about today.
Yes, so let's get started. So you lead this project in Microsoft IT called NGI, and we love our acronyms at Microsoft. So tell us about NGI. What is it?
Well, NGI stands for Next Generation Intranet, and it is a project that's being led out of Microsoft IT, but really it's a conversation that we're having all around the company.
Right.
And it's thinking through where we are with the Intranet today and how we're positioned for success in the future, and really evaluating where we're positioned today.
Okay, so why does the intranet at Microsoft need to be redesigned? What's the vision there?
Well, if you think about the Intranet, the purpose of it at Microsoft and many other places for that matter is to connect people with the information and other people that they need to collaborate with in order to do their jobs. And so we've been evaluating how effective our intranet is, in fact, at doing these things. And we think that there's a really interesting case for modernization.
Well, that makes sense. Give us a couple examples of how the internet is influencing the NGI project.
Sure. Well, we all come to work as workers and employees of a company and then go home as consumers.
Right.
And I think that as consumers, we've gotten exposure to more and more experiences like social, like connectivity via mobile, microblogging, that really are leading us to question how do these tools fit into a workplace environment.
Okay, so you speak with a lot of customers, I'm sure. What are they saying?
Well, they're seeing the same trends, and so whether you're in a high-tech corporation like Microsoft or in a manufacturing facility, I think consumers are still being exposed to these experiences and really trying to think through how they fit into their jobs at work.
So speaking of that, what would an employee at Microsoft expect to see different in the near term with the NGI project?
Yeah, I think one concrete example is that people and social become a much richer part of the experience on the intranet, so that I'm seeing content and material perhaps based on my friend network. Right. So that, among many other scenarios that we've mentioned already, I think are coming into play at Microsoft over the next year.
Okay. And what will that enable? I mean, how do you imagine enabling employees in this way? What will it enable?
Sure. So, I mean, let's take a simple scenario. And in the consumer world, you might go to a restaurant that you really like and recommend it. And based on my trust in you and your opinion, I might choose to go to that restaurant as well. If you think about that same scenario at work, you might read a white paper or go to a seminar or join a news group that you find very useful, and I might join that too, also based on that trust. So again, a simple example of how consumer scenarios are being relevant in the workplace.
Great. Now, how will you know when you've succeeded? What measures or outcomes are you guys looking at?
Well, today we do very simple things like ask people how often they find the material they're looking for when they're going out onto the internet. So, and it's not where we'd like it to be. When we look at the manner in which people are looking for content, IP to do their jobs, it's typically through search. And search needs to work better in the intranet environment. That's something that we're working on really hard at Microsoft. And so I think we've identified a set of key performance indicators, and we've baselined where we are today. And over time, we'll keep measuring how satisfied employees at the company are in finding the people and information they want.
Great. So for those businesses that are taking consumerization of IT into consideration, what might next steps look like for them?
Yeah. Well, I think the first thing that is important is to have a conversation with your employees and have a manner in which to understand how they're feeling and what scenarios they believe could help them do their jobs better. I think that it's also important to develop a strategic long-term plan. I think these are technology projects and people process projects that will take many years, and so I think being planful is critical.
Great. Jeff, thanks for sharing what Microsoft is thinking about in this space. As this is new, I know we can look forward to more around NGI, and thanks for joining us, and we hope this has been informative. See you next time.